Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place to find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I am here with Robin Shimizu for Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and friends. So we're excited and we're going to get started today. I just want to welcome everybody who is listening on the replay as well as of you who are tuning in live. We want you to relax, sit back, hydrate if you get an opportunity, and let's just have some conversations around ha- happy, healthy habits. Robin, how you doing today?
Doing great, Terry. How are
Good.
you?
All is well.
Good, good.
All is well. Do you have a happy, healthy habit for us?
I do. I was going through my files last night and I thought, it's been about 3 years since we talked about sugar, just
Mm-hmm.
plain old white sugar. And I just wanted to remind the audience about how toxic sugar is. Do you know that an average person consumes about 150 pounds of sugar annually?
Wow.
That's a lot of sugar. That's equivalent to 1 teaspoon per hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And people unwittingly, consume sugar, and it's just so bad for you. So I just wanted to remind people that it's very, very toxic, and some people consider it a poison. And Linda's could probably tell us a lot about sugar. She's coming on in just a few moments, but I just wanted to remind people that there are 10 toxic effects of sugar on your body. And we'll just go through them real quickly because I want to really bring Linus on because she has a treat for us today. Um, Sugar raises the risk of type 2 diabetes.
Mm.
Sugar can make you depressed.
Ah,
Um,
really?
it increases your fat storage, your body's.
That I know.
It causes wrinkles.
Oh my.
It raises your cholesterol. It raises your risk of heart disease. It makes you overeat. Now,
Mm.
because I think sugar, triggers cravings. You
Oh,
eat more sugar, you eat sugar, you eat more sugar. Sugar restricts your blood vessels and zaps your energy and is extremely addictive.
wow.
Yeah. So, to the extent that people can cut way back on their sugar intake, that would really just help them a lot, just by cutting out that one thing. Just be more mindful about putting that teaspoon of sugar in their coffee or whatever. So it's just a reminder for people
Wow.
to eat so much white sugar. Um, we have Linus Woods Mullins with us today, and I'm going to read a little bit about her for the audience because I want to introduce her properly.
Mm-hmm.
She is a certified holistic living and wellness expert for women over the age of 40. She is the founder of PraiseWorks Health and Wellness, a mind, body, spirit wellness company that specializes in educating women 40 and over on wellness. And so, for over 13 years, Linus has educated women over 40 about mind, body, spirit wellness through coaching programs, ebooks, webinars, special online events, a digital magazine, a podcast program, webcast series, and wellness retreats. The focus topics educate women about mind, body, and spirit wellness during holistic practices, fitness, nutrition, and spiritual renewal. And she really is that accomplished. Linus has over 50 years of background in dance and is certified in nutrition, life coaching, yoga, and Pilates. Over the years, Linus has been recognized internationally and nationally for her contributions to wellness industry for women over the age of 40 and has been on TV programs, countless radio and show and podcasts, and currently she serves on several boards regionally and nationally. She has a hubby and four grown daughters and four granddaughters. Oh, grandchildren, I'm sorry, grandchildren. So we are so blessed to have Linus in our team, part of our tribe. So let's bring her on and introduce her to our BizChicks community.
Good morning, Lennis.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Wow. Can you believe that we're already in March?
No.
Or no, February. You can't believe we're in March. We're in February. Okay.
Feels like it.
I don't know what day it
We're
is.
like,
I've only been
no.
up since about 3 o'clock, so put it to my mind and not my heart. Thanks so much for inviting me to be on. And today we're going to talk about something that I think everybody wants to or should know about. But before we do that, I just wanted to add a little bit of a subscript as to why sugar is considered so toxic. It actually is considered one of the worst and most toxic ingredients in the Western diet, and its
Mm,
harmful effects it has on our metabolism, and it can contribute to all the numerous heart and health conditions and all that stuff that you mentioned, Robin. That's all absolutely true. One of the reasons why it is so dangerous is that when you eat sugar, it has the brain solicit dopamine. And dopamine is one of the feel good hormones. And the feeling that dopamine gives you can be very addictive. So once you get that sugar high, it's almost just like crack. You want to get it again and again
mhm,
and again. Even if you're not hungry, even if you don't necessarily have the craving any longer. It's just next thing you know, it's just hand to mouth, hand to mouth. And that's that addiction going on. And it can be hard to break the sugar habit because of the addiction of dopamine. You definitely want to do your sugar withdrawal through a process, sometimes under a doctor's care or maybe even a coach or a therapist's care. It's that difficult sometimes to break the sugar addiction. But one thing that you really should know is that too much sugar can over time cause some real problems with your heart. And a lot of
mm,
people don't realize that a lot of times what happens is the insulin levels in your system begin to tox all your organs, but especially your heart. You find your heart working overtime, and then over time you can get heart damage. So it's really dangerous. And not to mention what happens with the brain. The brain will use the energy in the form of glucose to fuel the cellular activities, right? But
uh-huh.
a high sugar diet can lead to excess glucose in the brain. And studies have linked that excess glucose to issues around memory, cognitive deficiencies, and early onset of dementia and Alzheimer's. So
Mm,
it's attacking your brain, it's attacking your heart. It definitely is causing obesity, and it's putting you into addictive behaviors. Basically, sugar can have you lose control over your body, and contrary to what people might think, you do have control over your body in terms of what you put in the body and how you take care of your body. So the next time you get ready to eat that candy bar or that donut or that muffin, think about it and see what you can do to substitute for that craving that you might have. Grapes are high in glucose and they're sweet. Maybe a few grapes might be different, or maybe you might grab some almonds or walnuts. Walnuts are great for the brain, or almonds. They both have omega-3 in it, and that sometimes will stave off the craving of sugar. Or perhaps drink some apple cider vinegar with a little teeny bit of lemon water in there, and that could stave off the sugar craving as well. But
mm,
whatever you do not want to make sugar one of the part of your steady diet. You definitely want it to be special occasions only, and when even then you don't want to overeat it. So enough about that. I wanted to talk about circadian rhythms. Do y'all know what circadian rhythms are?
not really.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I had a conversation around it, but I do not remember.
Okay.
Maybe I
Well,
need less sugar.
are you still preoccupied with sugar? By the way, I am drinking my coffee, which is half decaf, half regular, and there is no sugar in it. There's
Mm.
just cinnamon in here, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and ginger. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been drinking black
interesting.
coffee for about 5 years now. It was the only sugar thing that I had left because I was using the creamer. But you'll be surprised how much sugar is in everything that we eat,
Hmm.
especially processed food. So read the labels and make informed decisions before you spend money on food that is basically slowly killing you. So Just want you to know. Okay, circadian rhythms. They can really influence how your body feels throughout the whole day. Circadian rhythms are physical, mental, emotional, and behavioral changes that
Mhm.
follow a 24-hour cycle. These natural processes respond primarily to light and dark effect as well. Circadian rhythms can set how well we're able to sleep at night. A lot of times what happens is our circadian rhythms get a need to be reset. They get off. Sometimes when we travel from time zones, you have problems going back to sleep, probably because your circadian rhythm is off. Or other times when you're waking up several times during the night, that means your circadian rhythm is off.
Mhm.
Many times if you stay up too late and just go to bed like 11 o'clock at night, you just can't seem to go to bed before that, your circadian rhythms are off. You're not supposed to be going to bed at 11 o'clock at night, believe it or not on a regular basis. If that's happening, then something's off. But the good news is that you can reset your circadian rhythms. And I wanted to go over some things that you could do to reset your circadian
Okay.
rhythms. And then I wanted to tell you some other things you can do, which I call my wind down routine, which is a part of my brand new VIP program where I go over some of those hard to fix wellness issues that we keep saying we're going to do, and we just never get around doing it. So first of all, and if you have any questions, just let me know because I am reading from my notes and I don't
Okay.
want to miss any questions in case
All
anything
right.
comes up. Just interrupt me. It can be done.
Yes.
Okay. The first thing is you want to create a sleep schedule and stick to it. Get in bed at the same time every day and have a routine that I'm going to mention that you might want to try before you go to bed every night. It's really important that you set that same schedule. Another thing is you might want to consider exercising earlier in the day. Um, excuse me, first thing in the morning is always good, maybe in the afternoon, but like in the late evening, not so much. Although there are exercises, which I'll tell you about in a minute, that you can do at night that can help you with relaxation. But cardiovascular type, where you're jumping up and down and real active kind of exercise right before bed, not a good idea. Another thing you might want to do is limit your screen time. I'm sure you've heard about this before. The blue light, even with your eyelids closed, your brain is still reading the blue light. So what you want to do is to make sure you cut out all the lights in your room, but also limit your screen time at least 2 hours before you go to bed. And
Mm.
instead of watching television, do the DVR, watch it over the weekend, or on demand. These days, you can find all kinds of ways to watch your shows if you miss them, and your health is more important than those shows. So turn off the TVs if you can, at least 2 hours before. If you can't do 2 hours, try an hour and a half, just to get started. And maybe read a book, listen to some music, go for a walk, anything but just sitting there watching that blue screen, which is programming your mind not to shut down when you want it to shut down.
Mm.
Another thing that's really important when you first get up in the morning is to get some bright light. Or like me, I get up in the morning and it's dark outside. But as soon as the sun starts coming up, I go outside to get some bright light as soon as possible, because that is helping to reset your circadian rhythms. It's showing your circadian rhythms that, oh, it's daytime, time to
Mm.
wake up. Another thing is limit the caffeine. You don't want any caffeine really during the day after 10 a.m., believe it or not. If you just have a craving for some coffee, then get decaf. Or if you have low sugar levels, your blood sugar goes down like at 2 o'clock or so, grab some nuts, eat some grapes, have an apple or an orange. Try to stay away from juice because it's just way too much sugar. But do something to counteract the need for that caffeine. Sometimes what I do is I do a smoothie and I put a little cocoa in there. The cocoa has a little bit of caffeine, but it's not as bad as like drinking a cup of coffee. No snacking or eating 2 hours before bedtime. Your body really needs you to stop introducing food to it right before you go to sleep. It is so hard on the body and it causes the circadian rhythms to be off. And also, your body doesn't digest it as properly as it should. Your body really needs you to shut all the way down so that it can fully metabolize and digest all the food that you've taken in and get that processed into red blood cells and distributed to all of the organs. Your organs need you to shut all the way down. So when you're snacking 2 hours before bedtime, you're not going to be able to shut all the way down, believe it or not.
Oh.
Another thing you want to do is be aware of the temperature in your room many times, because that can help reset your circadian rhythms. If the room is higher than 70 degrees when you get ready to go to sleep, that probably, you may go to sleep, but that's going to probably throw your circadian rhythms off a little bit. Everybody is different, but these tips that I've shown you have scientifically proven that it can reset your circadian rhythms, and you'll be able to have a better night's sleep and a deeper sleep, because we're also going for deeper sleep. Some people might sleep to 6 hours, but they may only have 2 hours of deep sleep. So if you go to bed at an earlier time and allow your body to shut all the way down, which is usually between the hours of 11 and 1 o'clock, that's usually the hours when you're in the deepest sleep. So if you're going to bed at 11, your body's not going to get every chance to shut down. Same thing around 10 too, because it takes us a couple of hours to get into that deep sleep. Now, in terms of winding down, you want to set the stage, because there's things you can do in your bedroom or in general with your behavior to help you to wind down so that you can reset your circadian rhythms. As I mentioned before, at least 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours before you go to sleep, start turning lights off. Stop looking at your phone. Turn off the phone. In fact, midlifers, a lot of us still have our landlines. So keep that landline. So if there's an emergency, they can call you, but you don't need to have your cell phone on all the time. There's so many studies that say that when you have the cell phone in the room with you, the blue light, just the awareness in your brain that it's there, you don't shut all the way down. Let the cell phone charge in another room. Plus, they're now beginning to show some direct correlation between the cell phones being in the room and certain kinds of cancers. Nothing conclusive, but they're studying that now because they've seen some interesting patterns. Another thing is, as I said before, make sure you switch the bedroom TV off. Instead of listening to the TV when you go to sleep, try listening to some piano music, classical music, binaural beats, maybe the sound of a babbling river or rain or ocean, whatever kind of agrees with you. But the main thing is no anything that has blue light going on, no video, no screen watching at all. 1 hour before you go to bed, set the stage in your bedroom by lighting some soy candles, lavender, because you really don't want the other kinds of candles because they have paraffin, and paraffin is toxic. But soy candles are not, and they last longer. They are more expensive, but they last longer. And that lavender will begin to relax you. You can also diffuse lavender essential oils, or you can actually go to like a farmer's market and get some fresh lavender and put it underneath your pillow, and it will just lull you to sleep. It's so wonderful. 45 minutes before you go to bed, you can do some movement that could be quite helpful. You can try doing some relaxation moves before you sleep. There's a wonderful video on YouTube about exercises before you go to sleep. But I'll tell you one that I can describe to you. You could be lying on the floor with your legs pulled up. You lift up your buttocks and you just hold it for a while. That can be relaxing. Doing a full stretch with your knees, with your legs out in front of you, that could be relaxing. Doing a stretch to the side this way with your one leg underneath and the other leg out stretched to the side, and then stretching this way can also help you to relax as well. And these are all gentle stretches, okay, to kind of get the blood flowing and basically to relax you. These things can relax you. None of them are like, bouncing up and down or jumping jacks or push-ups or because I know some people do that before they go to bed, and maybe that's okay. But if you're trying if you're having problems sleeping and you're trying to figure out how to get more relaxed after a stressful day, these kinds of stretches stretches can be very helpful. And also 30 minutes before you go to bed, you want to take a shower if you can, or a bath. Create your own spa in your shower. Go ahead and diffuse that lavender, make it smell real good. You might want to lower the lights in the bathroom and just have a nice, beautiful, peaceful shower that kind of calms you down a little bit. Then rub your body down with essential oils that have lavender. Make sure you put some lavender on the bottom of your feet. And once you've done all this and you get into bed, you want to go ahead and maybe journal. Gratitude journaling is great because you go to sleep with gratitude on your mind. Maybe you're listening to music, like I mentioned, or perhaps you're reading a book. If you're going to read a book like a book of poetry or something inspirational. You put away that thriller or that mystery or suspenseful novel or any of that, because believe it or not, somewhere that fight and flight response, because you're wondering what's going to happen next, that cortisol starts going, and you still might fall asleep, but it's not as a relaxed sleep as it could have been had you not read that. So, they say sometimes read something boring, but not necessarily boring. Read something that's inspirational, that makes you feel good. That sometimes I like to read Psalms 91. I go to sleep listening to Psalms 91 scripture, or maybe some affirmations, anything but something that's going to be kind of scary, suspenseful, and you don't want to do that. So those are my tips in terms of setting the stage and also how you can improve your circadian rhythms. Any questions?
Wow. Wow, Linus.
It's sort of like you have to make it a priority, and make it a good habit, something you do every day. But that's a lot for a lot of people to start that. So how would you just start if you are like me? I go to bed too late. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really bad habit, and it's a very hard habit.
I would start with making a conscious effort to start turning things off in the house 2 hours before you go to bed. I would. And I know that seems crazy, but instead I would choose to listen to some music, or maybe do some housework or something out, folding clothes or whatever, but not sitting and watching the television because of the blue lights and stuff that are keeping your brain going. If 2 hours is too much, then maybe you might want to start with an hour before you go to bed. And I would start really thinking about setting a regime that can help you, that you like to. Maybe you'll look forward to setting up the room for you to sleep, turning off the TV, finding the right music, putting in the candles, maybe diffusing, running your shower, getting your oil together. Begin the preparation of your regime. Over time, just like you have a routine when you wake up in the morning, you should have a routine when you go to bed at night. For me, this is what I do every night. I shut off the TV, and I don't shut off the TV because my husband's still watching, but I'll say I'm going to bed, and this is usually because I get up so early. This is usually about 7:00, So what I do is I take my journal with me, my to-do list with me. I grab my candles. I make sure I've got my essential oils with me. I turn on the shower, so I can get warm enough, and I spread these things out, get my pajamas, and I do all this stuff because I'm taking myself to the process of I'm eventually going to be going to sleep. And I'm usually out by 8:15, and of course I'm out so early because I get up so late. But before I started doing this, I get up so early, but before I started doing all of this, I was, going to bed like at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and then getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I just wasn't getting enough sleep. And at our age, not getting enough sleep is dangerous when it comes to early onset of dementia, and dangerous when it comes to the body metabolizing the hopefully nutrient-rich foods that we're eating, that our organs need to get through the blood supply that breaks down, that is produced as a result of your food being properly metabolized. So I would start with something small, making a change in the routine. During the day, be thinking about what you're going to be doing. Start looking forward to your process. You don't want to make it a chore like, oh God, now I got to go get the essential oils. No, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get my essential oils, and I'm going to get my journal. Purchase a pretty sleep journal. with the gel pen that's smooth writing in a pretty color. I mean, I write in where's my sleep journal? It's always back there. I write in purple. When I come into my office before I go to bed, I get my little gel pens, and it's just ritual. It prepares the mind in terms of knowing that you're going to be going to sleep. And you want to
Mhm.
start this ritual the same time every day. And of course, there's always exceptions. You have company, you're going to a party, things like that. But in general, and if you're worried about going to bed early, doesn't mean that you can ever stay up late. No, no, no. If you have somewhere to go and you want to stay up late, like if I have somewhere to go and I know we won't be getting back home till 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock at night, I'm up because things are going on. Now, I might pass out as soon as I get in the car, but I'm up and engaged and all that other kind of stuff. But just remember that you really can't make up for the sleep that you've lost. That's gone forever. So
Mhm.
what you do is you just go back to you know, your regime. And if you find that your regime is no longer working like it used to, it probably means that your circadian rhythms are off a little bit. So do the other things I suggested, and that can reset them.
Wow.
I was listening to a podcast the other day with Deepak Chopra, and he on brain health, and he talked the number one thing for our brain health is sleep, and
Yeah,
he talked
Mhm.
a lot about it. I mean, he went on. I mean, it was a great, great, great podcast, and
he's
so
right. He's right.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
our brain. In fact, our brain health is probably paramount in terms of our of what we need to think about taking care of our brain, and it's all part of that, right, Linus? It's
That's
all part
right.
of the whole
It's all
package.
part of it. Yeah, it's all part of the mind body spirit connection and doing what we need to take care of that. And in general, we live in a society that is totally stressed out, going all the time, and really kind of frowns on sleep. Like, oh, you
Mhm.
taking a nap? What's wrong with that? But in other countries, they still have siestas.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have much longer vacations than we do. I mean, whole towns shut down for 3 weeks, during their vacation time. In fact, they don't call it vacation; they call it something else. I can't remember what they call it. That come to me in Europe, but we don't do any of that, and we are paying the price as a result. I really truly do believe the reason why the virus ripped through our society the way it did, and a place that's so wealthy and access to all this health stuff and everything else, is that we're totally stressed out and our immune systems are compromised as a result of that. Not to
Mhm.
mention the fact that the Americans, the sad diet, is just the standard American diet is a killer. And those two things, a compromised immune system, being totally stressed out all the time, not resting enough, and eating incorrectly is one of the reasons why we got so sick. And I think it's a huge wake up call. We can certainly begin to change that. And I think it really does start with giving your body enough opportunity to repair itself, and then giving your body the nutrients that it needs to repair
Mhm.
itself. I mean, a McDonald's hamburger every day really doesn't have enough nutrients for it to take care of all those things that need to be repaired in the course of the day. So
Not to mention all that white bread that's wrapped around it. Ah,
I can't do white bread anymore. I
No.
guess because I know what it does. Yeah, I just can't.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Linus, we want to give everybody an opportunity to know more about you. So we have pulled up some of your contact information, and I
Hmm.
want to share this. Uh, so, can you tell us where we are right here? Are we on your website or?
Yeah, you're on one of my websites. It's still good. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I sell essential oils. I have a magazine that I do. I haven't done the magazine this year, but those articles in the past magazines are really good. I have a Vibe Living site where you can purchase clothes. That is my YouTube channel, which I'm really trying to grow. So please visit that. And I do have some online courses that I offer. There's a free online course that's available right now on gratitude and abundance, and that's another one of my courses, not courses, shows. And that's my new brand, Vibe Living. And I have a podcast. In fact, I'm going to be dropping a brand new one today that's going to be on gratitude. So yep, all of that is me.
Okay. So I'm going to share let me go in here and stop sharing this screen. And I'm going to share some other sites where people can connect with you.
Mhm.
So if you just hold on, I have your praise work wellness for mind and body. Do you want me to show that one now? That
It's not actually. You can show my link tree. The link tree has all my most up to date stuff in terms of what's going on, and there's also a free download about self care that you might want to take a look at. Let me see if I can put it in for you. I always have to
in,
type it in because I never
and
remember.
while she's doing that, I'm going to show this particular one. And I don't know if you guys can see that.
See
Let's
what
see if
is
I
that? What is that?
see if I
Oh,
can.
that's the magazine. Yes, that's the
Yes, this is
magazine.
a
Okay,
magazine.
that's the magazine.
So you want to subscribe to that. And let me
And
start.
also, this is my link tree, and my link tree will lead to all my current links. How to. There's a daily self care vibe challenge video on there. We're doing a challenge right now in my group. And then there is the vibe challenge tip for the day. You can download all 28 days in a calendar. There's also a way to join my group. We have now 13,700 women in the group. I have a brand new podcast that's going to be dropping today, and you can follow me on Clubhouse as well.
Yes.
I do Clubhouse rooms twice a week. And let's see anything else. There's also a great download for 20 self care tips for midlife. And the midlife makeover transformation part two, we're going to be doing sometime in May. We haven't set the date yet, but if you're interested in finding out more, just go ahead and click on that and give us your email address, and then we will send you the information that you need once the midlife makeover transformation is being promoted, so that you can get your tickets early. Another thing, I have a couple free downloads here on how to increase your energy and antioxidant rich foods that you can eat that will help you to feel less sluggish. So lots of information there, and all my social media is up on top as well.
Okay. So I put the link for Linktree in the chat as well as on the screen so that you
Thank
guys
you.
can go ahead and either take a screenshot or you can go into the chat and see the Linktree and get information on all of these offers that Linus has. Linus, we keep saying we're going to talk. We're going to talk.
Yeah, did you get my message? Because I did leave you a message.
And I did eventually listen to it. I don't really listen to my look at my voicemail. So yes. And so I'm going to have to connect with you, but your schedule is so wonderful. So but we
Yeah.
will call each other. Maybe before the call in the morning.
Hey, that would be great. I'm
That
up
would
about 20 minutes or 30 minutes before the our early morning call, so that
Yeah,
would be
I am
great.
too.
Yeah. So anytime, just give me a
That
call.
that that probably makes the most sense for us. Linus and I are up around 3:30 in the morning on a call, and so we're saying, well, since we're up anyway, maybe that's the end of the day that we should connect instead of trying to connect at the other end or in the middle because we're both so busy. So, guys, I just want you to know that if you're looking for information on how to live life better over the age of 40, I strongly recommend that you tune in to Linus's YouTube channel, that you connect with her on Clubhouse, and that you take a look at her link tree and see where else you can fit it in your schedule. That she's communicating with you through video, audio, podcast. Come on, guys. You know you need this information. So we want to thank you, Linus, because we know that your expertise is in demand. You probably got to go because I know your schedule is compact. So we're going to say thank you again,
Thank you so much.
and we
Thank
will
you,
see,
Robin.
and we'll see you soon.
Thank you,
Robert,
Everybody.
Lena.
Bye bye. Namaste.
bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Robin, you always have such great guests, and we just want to thank you for bringing these people to the forefront in our lives, and they're so willing to share so much with us that enhances our ability to navigate this planet better, do business better. Because if you don't have your health, you can't keep your wealth. So with that, Is there anything else you want to share about who's coming up next week or?
Yeah, we have Lakeisha coming up next week. Lakeisha
Ah,
Appleton, who we
mhm.
haven't seen in a while, so that'll be really fun to see Lakeisha. So yeah,
Yes.
she's
Yes, Beauty by LA. Hmm.
our beauty expert to keep us safe from the sun, as she
Oh,
would.
it makes sense because it is coming up. That
Yep.
time of year is coming up. So I want to thank you again for all of the time and effort that you put into this show. We really appreciate you guys. We thank you for spending time with us. And I just want to thank you again, Robin, for all that you do. And with that, I want to remind everybody it's okay to succeed. Give yourself permission to succeed. And don't forget to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day. Bye bye.